I am the eldest son of two hard-working parents who immigrated to the United States. Soon I will be the first-time college graduate of the family. I had a comfortable childhood growing up. I lived in a house, had many dogs, went to school and made lots of friends, and I got to see my relatives a lot. Life was simpler then, but when my parents decided to divorce, I found my world flipping upside down. No more visits from the relatives, we lost the house, and we had to sell our beloved dogs, for we could no longer maintain them. This was the defining moment in my life because I had to become the man of the house. I always looked up to my dad in everything that he did, and I wanted to be just like him, but after a few experiences I lived through, I found myself never wanting to be like him. This took a toll in my identity. After some time of not speaking, I got to meet up with my dad and establish a relationship again. At first I was still bitter and upset that he left us, but throughout my time helping my mom, I matured and I was able to bury the hatchet and move on. I became a role model for my sister, a best friend for my mom, and a son once again to my dad. I realized this is who I am. I wanted to be a good person, but little did I know that I ended up embodying all those good person qualities that my mom had instilled on me. Once I started college, I knew I had to try my best to graduate and make both of my parents proud. I'm not perfect, but I have found peace with my surroundings and the people around me, including my dad. I once painted him as the bad guy, but he had struggles of his own too that I didn't take into consideration when I was younger. It wasn't until I became the man of the house that I started to come to terms with the situation. I became a better man thanks to the values passed down by my mom and grandparents. I became a more wise individual thanks to my dad and the struggles we went through. I became a loving family man thanks to my younger sister and all the times I had to babysit her when my mom was at work. All of these things I became because of my family and the support they provided me with. I thought I was the one helping them out by being the one in charge and having to grow up, but little did I know that they were really helping me develop into the person that I am today. All along, the experiences I lived through and the people that I met were shaping me into a better person, and I am more than grateful for the sacrifices my parents had to make for their children, as well as the bad experiences I lived through in life that ultimately did more good than bad for me. It is through the hardships of life that we define ourselves. We can either crash out and burn or use that as a fuel to motivate us to follow our dreams and be the best version of ourselves that we can be.